Duke is Duke of Thought. He's often here on our channel. I don't know if he's in chat today, but he's definitely in our Discord a lot, one of our big contributors. He lives at my house, according to this. Career objectives: seeking a full-time position in quality assurance at a startup where I can build quality into the product from development to delivery. I love it, Duke, except unless you mean it, most people will assume this means software, whereas you're a chemical engineer. So you may have to clarify there. You may be relying on the context of your degree. Some people would say software quality assurance if they meant software. You just may need to choose your words a little more to make it perfectly clear. But bottom line, notice, by the way, the contrast to the resumes we were just criticizing. Look at the white space here. It's not huge, but there's more room between sections than there is between bullets. It flows correctly visually. All right. Bachelor of Science, double major. He's got his everything on there. It's short and sweet. Talks about where he's working. This is slightly dense, but on the borderline, so it's good. Audited company internals for ISO 9001 compliance, unearthing 3 major violations of the standard, implemented requisite corrective actions, and prevented potential revocation of certification, saving the company up to $40 million in losses. Big sentence. I'd try and find how to break that up and not, if I could avoid it, not to start with the word audited, which is kind of negative and clerical, even though that's what you did. I'm just giving you my impression. The fact is, though, Duke's been listening to the channel for months. He boiled it down to a business impact, which is saving money associated with breach of contract for losing their certification. So, gold star for that. Redesign 2 standard operating procedures to ensure compliance and promote internal adherence. So I would find a different way to say the SOPs have been adopted by 2 of 5 manufacturing facilities. That sounds like failure, which is not what you mean. And I'm sure there's a reason why 2 of 5 is good. It's also not everyone will understand 2/5 to mean 2 of 5, even though it's fairly obvious. A lot of people read things very strangely. So I would find a different way. I would say something like SOPs adopted at multiple facilities and rolling out to more, or rolling out across the company. I would find some way not to say 2 of 5. Designed and currently oversees, I'd say currently oversee, designed and currently oversee singular, an educational program for the manufacturing operators regarding customer complaints and desires, leading to a doubling of sales and elimination of complaints from a customer. This is good. I'd love it. It switches between plural and singular in a weird way. You eliminated complaints from a single customer. Is that from a key customer? Did you really eliminate complaints? Did you reduce them? It sounds a little over the top. So I like all of your bullets for their impact and their drive to results. I want to see a tiny bit of word tweaking. And chat, if you have any comments on this resume, comparisons to the others, grades you want to give it so far, things you think should be enhanced. This is a pretty good example, though. And of course, a little bit like the before and afters, it shows someone who's looked at the channel or listened to the channel for a long time. Research Associate, Timco Lab Group, and that's at WPI. Designed, executed, and analyzed data of experiments of a new chemical process transforming carbohydrates into active carbon, culminating in a PhD student's thesis. So it gives the culminating in, which is great. Whew. You write big sentences with big words. There's nothing wrong with that. You're in a hard science. I would try to figure out how to simplify the language where I could without loss of meaning. It's not a vocabulary contest. Because remember, the recruiter probably doesn't share quite your education. And so you want it to be readable by the recruiter and meaningful to the hiring manager. Yeah, Hephaestus and Maximus have good points, which is bold things. Bold can make a couple key things jump out. And if we were to go backwards, this is Peter's old resume, but even here he used bold. You could argue Peter's a little heavy with the bold, potentially. That's debatable. Probably I'd say it's a trace heavy. But this resume could benefit from a couple of key things jumping out, because otherwise it's a wall of text on white. Projects. He lists some of his projects, and they're cool. Co-authored 2 journal articles for the Journal of Supercritical Fluids. That is, what the hell is a supercritical fluid? I think of like my blood. That's a supercritical fluid to me, and my drinks. These are good projects, though. And here again, results, which is currently being implemented. The only thing I wish I knew about this was a date, expected completion date, blah. Analyzed 508 survey responses, very specific number, and held workshops. Presented a report before the government of Hong Kong, resulting in, see, super key here, resulting in. Like, this project shows he's got, not only can he do this resume, to give you an idea, now says, look, I can do work that feeds into a PhD. I can publish things in the Mystery Word Journal, which shows how technical I am. And look, I can understand business enough to drive a business result in a foreign land. Amazing. And then here's his publications. So I would say this resume, you all can grade it on your own. I would give it an A-, which, by the way, in the annals of our channel is a very, very good grade. I didn't give my own resume any more than that, and I'm probably biased in my own favor. Where this one can improve is a little more visual diversity, whether that's color, bold, etc., and a little bit of wordsmithing on the complicated wording. And word choice to make the words positive. I know Duke a lot. He sometimes skews towards looking at the dark side of things that may be bleeding through slightly into a very just the facts. He's got, well, look, that sounds like I'm criticizing him. Duke is a quality engineer. That's what he wants to do, quality assurance. He's focused on what's right and what's wrong. This resume is factually right. I'm trying to add something that's not normally a concern in that domain, which is how do you make it slightly more positive and positively oriented. Make those changes if you can. That said, this resume is an A- that can easily be an A or an A+.